So guys, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we will going to set up Cisco Modeling Labs. So what exactly Cisco Modeling Labs or CML is? So Cisco Modeling Lab is nothing but it is a network simulation platform developed by Cisco that allow users to design, build and simulate complex network topologies. It is primarily used for educational training and testing purposes, allowing network engineers or students or IT professionals to experiment with network design using virtual Cisco devices. Alright, so the biggest advantage of this Cisco Modeling Labs is that it has to be set up completely on a remote server. So you don't have to install anything on your local machine as well. Alright, so this is completely a hassle-free task to set up CML. Now going forward, first of all, it is free. So the biggest advantage to the students is that these labs are free, but since it is free, it comes with certain restrictions. For example, you have to reserve the lab before you can use it. All right. And since it's a shared lab, that is hundreds of users all across the world are sharing these resources. Therefore, depending on the availability, you will get an instant access to the lab or you may not. If in case you don't get an instant access to the lab, you will get an email as when your lab will be available to you. But most of the time, as I have seen, that the lab is always available as per your reservation. And once your reservation succeeds, you will get 4-hour limit time to access your lab. Alright, after 4 hours, you again have to do a new reservation altogether. You don't have to install anything locally on your machine, and the lab will going to provide you access to most of the Cisco devices that you can use in order to build your network topologies. So if in scenarios where you need to do networking with devices which belong to other vendors other than Cisco, then probably CML would not going to be much helpful to you. But as we know that Cisco is a networking giant, so most of the time whatever requirement is, the Cisco devices are more than enough to fulfill most of the requirement that as a student you can have when it comes to learning networking. An alternative to CML is obviously GNS3 and EVNG like softwares, but these softwares requires too much processing power, and therefore until or unless you have a very high-end machine which have good enough RAM and processors, GNS3 or EVNG like softwares would give you a hard time if you try to run them on low-end machines. But yeah, these installation of the software comes with a disadvantage that it is a little bit hassleful to install these software and make them up and running flawlessly. At least beginners will have a hard time to have these softwares up and running. Alright. So when it comes to the CML lab, you will going to access the lab completely remotely through internet. You don't have to install anything on your machine. Alright. So straight away we will going to start our CML, and I will show you that how you can bring up CML labs in just 10-15 minutes.